Aloha travellers, this is Shirley Ann for the Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast, where we talk to people about travel and ukulele. Today it's my pleasure and joy to introduce a fun guest that many of you may not even know exists. I'm speaking, of course, about Liz Jack, who has another alter ego. Let's say hello to her now. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well. Is it Liz that I'm talking to? Or is it
No, at the moment, Gertrude
It's-
Well-ease. It's my delight and pleasure to be on your show. Aloha, traveling ukulele people. I'm with you.
You look absolutely delightful, very colourful at this early hour of the morning. Gertrude, can you tell me where you're from?
Well, originally from England, migrant Celt, but now Denmark, Western Australia, part of the great southern section of our amazing island and the great state of Western Australia. And I hear you laughing already.
I love it very much. Gertrude, what is your relationship with Liz Jack, may I ask?
Some of you may know the Nutsia floribunda when you come to Western Australia. It has known as the West Australian Christmas tree, and it's got an amazing orange, brilliant golden flower, and it is a parasite. Now, at some level, one might call Gertrude parasitic in the sense that I do live with, off, and because of Liz Jack. But effectively, I am her alter ego. That's what the mainstream would call it, so it doesn't sound too spooky. But ultimately, I am the story of 3 generations of Gertrude through her mother's line that were all really suppressed artists. And so it appears that for me, I have been the host, the blessing that has come through to allow the Gertrude vibration musical signature to shine.
That is a wonderful elegy. It's a wonderful story.
Elephant in the room, I'd say.
Now, Gertrude, aka Liz, we met very recently, didn't we? Face to face.
We did.
And could you share a little bit about that yarn, about where we met and what we were doing?
Absolutely. Well, Shirley Ann and I came nose to nose at the Regional Australia Arts Council symposium, I think it was called. 80 odd artists from around the country of varying degrees of age, ethnicity, and capacity, probably, all came together to share their vision of what they want to see Australia like in 20 years, based on an artistic perspective. It was profound, it was moving, and one could not summarize other than to say a collective spirit emerged from that experience, which I was blessed to partake in. And Shirley Ann and I found ourselves, as you do, in a lovely hotel with a packet of stale crisps, I think. But we had so much fun, so much connection. It's amazing sometimes what just even the briefest moment can do with connection. We sometimes assume connection has to take time, which it does. But sometimes you meet soul people just on the sniff of an oily rag.
Gertrude, that is a beautiful point that you've made. And travellers, I just want to check in here. The Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide, our Facebook page and also our podcast, is exactly about that. It's about connecting people from around the country and perhaps around the world who are visiting Australia, so that when they're on their travels and when they're musing through and past and around and along different spaces and places across the country, they might be able to find some human ukulele connection. And we've got a little phrase here at the Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide. It's called uketastic. Gertrude,
Uketastic.
would you say you're uketastic? You look pretty uketastic to me.
My ukulele relationship relationship came when I first travelled around this great continent with my husband, my beloved, and 2 children, technically a son-in-law, not yet a son-in-law. And we didn't have a lot of space. 2 small kids, 7 and 9, old 70s Viscount. Goodness me, Daisy went well. And so the ukulele became my little instrument of choice. I would not call myself superbly proficient, but my ability to make it up on the spot has really been quite a gift. And I like to share it.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm interested in this because sometimes some of my best work comes from standing on the street of wherever I am, watching people go past and singing a little ditty as they walk past.
Exactly.
Their dog or their jumper or their husband or their bag of nuts.
Exactly. And imagine the sorts of original tunes we could be populating on our streaming channels if your fellow travellers were to share their amazing blessings on a platform like this, for example. Look at the joy and hope we would be showcasing rather than the tragic doom and gloom.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, that's one of the best things about ukulele. It's a happy little instrument. It sounds happy. Everything about it is a little bit quirky. It's a little bit off. It's a little bit neck level. But
I love the neck level. And look, are we not neck level too? I mean, that was one of the interesting things from the conference. We're all artists. Whether you're hamming on a ukulele around a fire with a nice cup of chai, or whether you're still creating. Artistry is just about creativity, and keep creating. Learn new chords every day. E minor's always been a challenge for me.
Yes. Well, there's a little bit of a trick I can show you about E minor, but not right now. Right now, I'd like to know more about you. Now, Gertrude, your character name, aka Liz, aka is Gertrude. It's Gertrude Well-ease. Can you tell us about that?
Well-ease, better than dis-ease, I would say, the darker side of life. But well-ease comes from my love of gardening. As a pom, I came out and spent many a happy childhood in Wellington boots. So well-ease came about when I had my children, my 2 beautiful children, and I went to their daycare dressed as a clown, and it was well-ease music. Well, it was not well-ease at that moment. It was dis-ease. Unfortunately, the children screamed and cried. Sometimes a clown can be scary. I get it. Anyway, the name stuck. And probably 10 years later, after the trip around Australia, we came back and settled in Denmark, Western Australia, and that's where the rest of the Gertrude character caught up, I suppose, is how I would call it. So Gertrude Well-ease, I say my job is very small, really. It's one smile at a time. I mean, I've ticked your KPI so many times this afternoon, my darling. It's fantastic. So it doesn't have to be complex, people. There's room for simplicity.
Oh, that's right. Kiss. Keep it simple, Shirley Ann.
Exactly. Nice.
Now,
I like it.
You're a performing artist, Gertrude.
So I keep telling myself.
Whereabouts do you perform?
Well, mostly inside of the shed, but as a emerging exhumed performance artist, it's come late to me in life. And I think this is one of the interesting conversations within the arts. Definitely we are youth-focused, but there is a huge number of young people at heart that just got stuck into responsibility in children way too young. And it's an opportunity sometimes for us to smash out. So we've just started gigging again because I've got 10 years worth of original songs that have been buried under the responsibility of life, the universe and everything. And it's time. It's bubbling up. It's like a brook.
Oh, wow. 10 years of original content. I cannot wait to hear this all streaming out.
Well, look, I would ask your punters, these days with the streaming firms and the royalties, what is the best platform to share your music on? I think just give it away. It's about release.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Well, in that case, SoundCloud, I suppose, or Bandcamp. Bandcamp is
Mm,
quite a good platform. Oh, this is a non-sponsored ad, but people can give donations, or you just pop it on your Facebook page. Uh, that's the easiest way to let it go.
mm.
Otherwise, if you go the proper way, and you have to go through an aggregator, we all know that's a little bit of a tricky step.
Discombobulating.
Then it gets onto Spotify, and everybody
Mm.
knows you have to get 100,000 downloads before you get 2 cents.
So share the love, my darlings. And the business end of the arts, another big topic at this national symposium,
Mm.
was very much around how do we make it simpler? Um, how do and how are the arts and artists recognised for the professionals that they are? Most of my professional career has not been in the arts; it's been in community and economic development. So small business is at my heart. And we want to see thriving regional communities that have got artists who have got houses to live in and who can entertain you when you arrive. It's fascinating.
It's a
I love
wonderful thing.
regional, what is it? The Regional Australia Institute. Mwah! Thank you for your contribution.
Yes, it's such a beautiful vision, and we all clasp hands and kumbaya it.
We do indeed. There's another classic.
Now, Gertrude, can you tell me three of the best things that you visited or saw whilst you were travelling in Daisy, the old Viscount?
Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. Oh, that is a toughie, really. 9 months. I think the feeling of the Red Centre, the magnificent geology that's been tumbled over so many eons, and the cultural connection was a highlight. The Great Barrier Reef, magnificent in its fragility, up your way, and then snow in Tasmania. I mean, we're West Australian. Snow is something you find dusted on your lamingtons. It's so that was skiing and watching my beloved being taken away by the snow bunny because he broke his Achilles or his calf muscle or something. Poor chicken. But no, they're three: snow, water, heart, geology. Oh, three of my great loves.
And all of those things you can find in Australia. They're many, many hundreds of kilometres apart, but they're still in the same continent. Isn't that true?
It's incredible. It's totally. I mean, Australia is, a fascinating place.
Now, Gertrude, I'm wondering what is the best 1, 2, or 3 things you choose about Denmark, Western Australia?
Denmark, Western Australia. Well, again, same three: geology, topology, oceans, and a magnificent coastline, still relatively undiscovered, but that's getting harder anywhere in Australia these days. So the coastline is magnificent. The community are very welcoming, and the arts is there. You have to find it, but we are definitely increasing. And then food and wine, obviously. We are known for our amazing wine, and the aquaculture that is growing across the region is quite fantastic. So food, wine, environment, people, sort of simple, really.
It sounds great. And so now what I'd like to know is, I know you're a solo performing artist. Is there a ukulele group in or close to Denmark?
Absolutely. In fact, if you go to the Ukulele Traveller's Guide to Australia's Facebook page, you will find a downloadable PDF of all of the ukulele clubs around. And Denmark, we have one as well. I personally don't attend, but that's just because I'm lazy. But you could. And if you did, look me up. We could go together. It's the inspiration I need to get off the couch.
Now, travellers, here is a real invitation. A Denmarkian has invited you to contact you to contact her
We
if you needed a little bit of local support to visit.
just get in touch.
To visit one of the ukulele groups. There is the Western Australian Ukulele Network. I think there's something 30 plus ukulele clubs out that way. And Gertrude
massive.
Exactly right. She said that there is a PDF, a downloadable PDF of national clubs around the country. It's a work in progress. We've only got.
It's a magnificent piece of work thus far. My goodness, people, you are going to be so busy. Albany, great ukulele. Denmark, and Denmark Arts. We have Mama Kin playing this weekend. You know, it's a thriving little hub of artistic heartbeats. The Shanty Festival, the 30th of November, 30th of September. Get along to that.
Oh, I love the sound of the Shanty Festival.
Oh, lots of men singing.
Did you? I think somebody told me about that, or maybe I've already seen advertisements for it. I love the sound of the Shanty. The
Shanty Festival, very, very big maritime history in the dear port of Albany, and still goes on. So shanty I up, my landlord, definitely.
Gertrude, tell me, what is the big dream? What's the big performing artist, but AKA ukulele dream for you?
Well, punters, the big dream is a national tour. Before I completely peg it and go underground, I've decided that it's best if I give this dream a crack. In my generation, I am slightly older than some. As I said, we just went to work. So now I want to live the dream, and my dream is big stage, big band. I've got aspirations to sing. May never get there, but a campfire, your campfire, would equally be as useful. So watch out. That's the plan. Again, procrastination is my friend. So I have to keep pushing myself. Give me a nudge. I'd love to come and visit. Suggest some locations. We can travel sans children now.
Yes, travellers, if there are any communities out there who would like to have the performing talents of Gertrude Well-ease turn up in her colourful attire at your very well-timed ukulele event, festival, gig, jam, hoedown, picnic, jamboree.
Oh, nice. Do love a good jamboree.
Yes. Reach out, will you please? To Elizabeth or Gertrude Well-ease.
And I can guarantee you, Shirley Ann, that I will make mistakes occasionally. I'm human, just like the good old ukulele. It's bright, it's light. It's about delivery.
It's so good. Gertrude, I just thank you so much for spending some time with us and with the travellers. Travellers, you can find Elizabeth Jack, or you can find Gertrude Well-ease on Facebook, and her contact details via email will be in the show description or the episode description. So at the end of this conversation. Now, you know what? I don't mean to put you on the spot at all, but I do.
You mean you haven't done that already, my darling?
But, a little bit more. But I do feel our conversation may be coming to an end. And so I think it would be remiss of me if I did not ask, do you have a little song that you would like to share for the travel?
Well, as I said.
Think about this, Gertie.
Oh, no. One of my mottos is yes and. So yes and. Perfect in the world of improvisation. So this little song, when we talk about happy ukuleles, this is a little song that was inspired by the shorelines of this great nation. And I'd call it thoughtful, maybe, but certainly not jammy. It's called Shorelines. Sea lines and shorelines, somewhere in me lies, midway between the ocean and sand. We hold on to all of the things that we know, frightened of what lies deep down below. Seaweed and surf breaks, high tide and movement, the ocean embraces the world in her arms. There in the distance, a wet line emerges, reflecting the patterns of all great laid plans. But where are the shorelines that run through the system, the fault line and sea line that gathers us in? Stories and song lines running through our lives, all of the songs we are yet to sing. Shoreline, sea lines, somewhere in me lies. Shoreline, sea lines, somewhere in me.
Yay! Thank you so much.
It's just too much fun, really, isn't it?
I know. We could just go on and on and on and on.
I'm sure most of you punters have probably signed off by now, but hey, I don't care. We've had a lovely time.
We have had a lovely time. Elizabeth Jack, a.k.a. Gertrude Well-ease, thank you. Thank you.
My blessings, Shirley Ann, and blessings on your journey. What a magnificent concept, and may you unite the world in ukulele heaven.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that one. Well, we're just going to sign off right now, travellers. Until next time, this is Shirley Ann for the Travellers Ukulele Gig Guide podcast. Wishing you safe travels and aloha. Yay! That was so good, my friend. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's fun.
Oh, yes, that's exactly right. Oh,
that's
look,
better.
Your hair is a little bit like my hair.
It is. It's a bit crazy, isn't it? I think I've got a cowlick, they call it, but it's particularly bad tonight.
Thanks for listening, travellers. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, or click notifications on your preferred platform so you don't miss a yarn. We're posting a new episode every Wednesday morning because it's a great hump day, pick-me-up kind of a podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Shirley Ann. Aloha.